It's heating up. Jesus El Tecatito Corona, the rumor mill has been going crazy. Has there been contact with the Tecatito Corona?
First of all, Herc, thanks for having me. And yes, we have been talking with Jesus. He's one of the many players that we have been talking about the possibility of coming and play for Monterrey. And we'll see how it goes.
Speaking of talented players, you will play against LAFC. Carlos Vela is a very talented player. He's stressed his desire to continue his playing career, whether it be in Los Angeles or elsewhere. Would he be a player of interest to a club like Rayados?
Always, always. In Club de Fútbol Monterrey, we are always looking for quality. And when you talk about Carlos Vela, you're talking about real quality. So if at any time he would be available, we would definitely think about him coming to our club.
Speaking of LAFC, your game this Friday here in Los Angeles at the Rose Bowl, can you stress of the difficulties that a team like Los Angeles FC presents in terms of playing style?
I have to be honest, I haven't seen them recently. We have been traveling a lot. I have been really busy actually going to Spain for hiring Sergio Canales. But of course, I'm aware that they're a very, very, very competitive team. They're the champions. And it's going to be really hard, but I think we're going to compete well, and it's going to be a very interesting game.
You know, Tata, you've got a good lay of the land in Mexican football, and you're currently right now in a situation where you get to peel behind the scenes and get a good look at things. Is it at all concerning the state of Mexican football to you, especially coming off of a disastrous World Cup? What is the state of Mexican football to you?
I don't think things are that bad. Of course, we all suffered that bad World Cup. But in the end, I think many other very strong countries have been through these kind of situations. And I think the Mexican football, soccer, whatever, is strongly enough to go through it and become stronger for the next World Cup. I have no doubts we have enough quality, enough people who can make a turn and come back stronger.
And lastly, and I thank you for being here, to paraphrase Tata Martino, the head coach of Inter Miami, he stated to the press today that pretty much the Mexican clubs knew the rules. They knew the terms and conditions before coming into this tournament, so they shouldn't complain. And if they were to complain, they should go complain to the president of the federation.
Yeah, I've heard Tata Martino's words. I admire him. I have been close to him. We have talked to each other. He's a very nice person. But about what he recently said, I think he has not the whole picture of the situation because he's not experiencing it. And I can say he's wrong because we are experiencing difficult situations in terms of trips, food, injuries, many different situations that he's not aware of. And the most difficult part of everything is changing the rules. We were supposed to play on the 12th here in LA, and we're now going to play on the 11th. So that was not part of the rules, but here we are, and we're going to try to do our best.
All right, Herc, great to hear from our former colleague, Tato Noriega there. Anything stand out to you about the interview?
Yeah, it's very clear how hard done he feels for his specific team, Rayados. He didn't want to speak for Querétaro. He wanted to speak for the rest of the team, specifically them. They were very hard hit. He did mention that Charlotte was probably the only MLS team equatable to their terms and distance traveled. He doesn't understand why they changed the dates, and quite frankly, I don't either. It would have benefited Rayados extremely to have another day of rest. They're trying to get guys back. They're trying to get guys healthy. They're trying to get guys somewhat fit, and they understand that playing against LAFC will be a challenge. He didn't sound too optimistic about things changing in the future. I'll tell you that much when it comes to this tournament. I thought it was a good interview. Good by him.
Yeah, what about what he said about Tecatito? I believe Sevilla put Tecatito in their team for the weekend, so maybe some need for him over there in La Liga. You think he'll be a Rayados player before long?
So normally guys like Tato Noriega don't speak on things like this. You know, I won't comment on a player who's not ours. I won't comment on somebody who's elsewhere. That wasn't the case. I asked him specifically, there's been contact made. They're speaking to Tecatito Corona's camp. Tecatito Corona used to be a player of the Rayados de Monterrey Academy. In fact, the way he went out, the way he left the club, some would say was through the back door. He wasn't sold. He let that contract run out, and he dipped out. Now they want to pay good money for him. He understands that he's a player of quality, and I think they have a very good chance of landing a player like Tecatito Corona.
What do you think would be better for his national team career, going back to Rayados or staying in La Liga with Sevilla?
Staying in La Liga with Sevilla. Listen, I was always told this about playing in your domestic soccer as opposed to leaving. When you go abroad, they see the highlights, they hear how good you're doing. That's all they hear, the good. When you stay domestically, they'll see the good, but they will also see the bad, and they'll see it up close. And at that age right now, and he's not been a prominent player for the Mexican national team. He's a prominent name, but he's not been a prominent player, a productive player for the Mexican national team as of late. It's better to stay there and still have that